Please excuse my hair and appearance because I was just filming a reel for how I made these hair clips that Sakura wears in one of the stages for Le Seraphim. That ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it would because I had some issues with the hair clips that I talk about in the video, and then also just like doing my hair and makeup is something that I don't really do as much anymore, so I am kind of out of practice and my hair is already straight. So for today's video, I will be working on finishing up things for the shop update. I already finished sculpting everything, so I kind of just need to make like the listings and social media posts. It will be kind of a busy next few months. I'm already starting to think of ideas for a winter shop update because I know I will want to release that as soon as possible since the holiday season can be kind of crazy, and you just need to be prepared for that because you need to ship things out soon if people want to get them on time for Christmas. That is already like in my brain and I'm trying to think of that. I'm slightly behind on schedule. I haven't finished cutting the previous vlog, which usually I finish on Monday, and it is Tuesday today. The video is really long because I took a lot of footage for that video, so it is taking me a little bit longer than normal, but yeah. I'm gonna start off by editing the reel and then go from there. Maybe edit some of the vlog, I don't know, it's kind of intimidating. So I'm gonna be editing the reel in Premiere. It's just easier for me because I am familiar with Premiere. Sometimes I will edit with the Instagram app. I found that the in-app Reels editor on Instagram is like super buggy and not that good, and it's harder to post cross-platform because then when you export it, it has the watermark. So it's just easier for me to edit in Premiere. I'm more familiar with the workflow. Okay, so what I do is I just drag all my clips onto the timeline and I'll start cutting from there, and then I will film a voiceover and then probably edit around that. I haven't really figured out the workflow between like filming a voiceover and editing because sometimes you want to edit the clips to match the voiceover and sometimes you want to film a voiceover to match the clips, and it's just kind of a chicken egg problem. But I edit for a little bit. Okay, so I just finished cutting out my freebie stickers and then I just put them in this box. I was running low, so now I have restocked. So there's a lot in here. When it comes to existing item types I already have, like phone charms or earrings, I will just copy over one of my old listings. When it comes to item types that I already have, I'll copy over old listings, such as when it comes to item types that I have already made, like phone charms or earrings, I'll just copy one of my older listings and then use that as a base and then just like change the details and photos and that kind of stuff. And then for some things like my bookmarks, I will have to make a new listing from scratch because I don't have any bookmarks yet, so the other day I played with some air dry clay and this is the stuff I made with the air dry clay. And in my first video, my artist diaries video, I played with air dry clay and I had a really hard time. Let me go get the thing I made. But I made this little Miffy like ice cream on a little piece of bread. I think that has to do with transitioning mediums and going from polymer clay to air dry clay, and they're quite different mediums despite both being clay, just the way they handle and feel. But this time when I worked with air dry clay, I actually had a much better time. But making the butter hair clip reel was actually a lot of fun and kind of opened my eyes to making like larger wearable pieces. I think they came out pretty cute, but I actually had a problem where both the E6000 and the hot glue were unable to hold onto the clay itself, so I will have to do a lot more experimentation before I feel comfortable selling them as products. And I also just want to experiment a little bit more with how I sculpt and what I want to make with air dry clay. I know air dry clay isn't like a super popular medium to make products with, probably because it is a little bit more fragile than polymer clay. I think that is also one of its merits and charms, is that it is so lightweight and dainty, so that you can make a lot bigger pieces without it feeling very cumbersome or heavy, and it is a lot cheaper by size than polymer clay. So I might consider it for like larger figurines. But those are just my thoughts on air dry clay. I think it is something worth exploring for me. Personally, I am a little scared by it because of the fact that you do have like a constrained working time. But I do like with polymer clay how you can work on something for as long as you want and it won't harden until you bake it. And as someone who sculpts pretty slow, that is a very good benefit of polymer clay for me. I think it is always good and fun to experiment with new mediums. I think it helps keep things fresh as an artist and just keeps the creative juices flowing. it helps me step outside of my comfort zones as an artist, and, just fosters more creativity and experimentation. So I think there is a lot that I can experiment with there, and I'm really excited to explore what this new frontier could bring for me. As I am planning for some Christmas and holiday things, I do have some plans for some larger items. So I think air dry clay could be a very good option for those larger items. I definitely need to test out more processes and durability. I think that is all I will talk about for today. I do still behind on editing, and yeah. But I think for the most part I've done most of the things that I need to do today. I'm just gonna head to the post office so I can drop all these orders off that I packed last night. I decided to use some of my B-grade stickers to decorate the packages with, and I think it just looks a little more personalized and cute, and it's a good way for me to use the B-grade stickers. I just have all these orders to mail out, and this is actually the most orders I've had to pack in a single day, and thank you guys for supporting my shop. I know there's been some people who watch my YouTube channel who have been ordering, and I'm really grateful for that. Sometimes I'm unsure if what I'm doing in social media is doing anything for my shop, but I'm glad to see that it is, and thank you so much. And it kind of just is reinforcing right now that I should be doing shop updates instead of dropping things randomly. Let's go to the post office. Okay, so here I am kind of just showing all the little things that I made with air dry clay. Of course, I have to make a little Pankikino figurine. I want to glue together the pieces so they are connected. And then next I have this little face planted sleeping calico cat that I thought was really cute. I think this might actually be my favorite thing that I made out of air dried clay. I just think it looks really silly and funny. I didn't paint the face, and I'm not sure if I should paint the face, but right now it's blank. And then next we have this little cat thing. I don't really like how this one came out as much. I think it looks a little splotchy and funky. And then next is this little pudding dude. He just kind of has like a Sumiko Grashi face, and I just think it looks very silly, and I'm using silly to describe a lot of things. And then this next item, I don't know if it came out well. It was kind of a little bit of a failure, but let me explain what this is. It's basically like a little bento box, and I put magnets in it and then made little like bento items that also have magnets in them so they would stick inside the box. I didn't size the items properly, so they don't really fit all that well, and I didn't pay that much attention to the way the magnets were polarized, so sometimes they don't want to stick. But I made all these little items that can go inside the little box, and yeah, I just have a bunch of random food items now with magnets in them. So that's kind of everything I made with air dried clay, and I had a lot of fun making these. We will see in the future if I add anything to my shop made out of air dried clay. So if you made it to the end of this video, please make sure to subscribe. I do post studio vlogs and other art related content on my channel. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye!